What is up, geese? I'm your friendly neighborhood Moose Feathers One, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing something a little different, as I do something different a lot, don't I? But today, I'm doing a makeup tutorial because, well, I just felt like it. I just wanted to. But also, it's not going to be just any makeup tutorial. This is going to be a stage makeup tutorial. Because I really miss Nutcracker. Normally, I would be getting ready for Nutcracker right about now, and we don't have that this year because of you know what. So I kind of miss it. So I'm gonna show how I do my stage makeup. Um, yeah. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna zoom you guys in, because I'm gonna start with eyes first. So, we're gonna start with eyes, because that is the easiest thing that will mess everything up. Like, that will mess your entire thing up if you get that wrong. And it's just like, eh. So, it's better to do the eyes before the foundation. I don't usually follow my own advice, because I like to do the base first and then follow up with the eyes, just because it feels like a more dramatic, or like a, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, so I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation brow pencil. I actually have to get more, because I'm really low. But so we're just gonna, do however you would normally do your eyebrows. But you need them so that your expressions can be seen. If you're lucky and you already have nice thick eyebrows, then don't even worry about this step. Just kind of, brush them, tame them, whatever you would do. So I'm just doing a line at the bottom. And then I'm gonna just kind of make the tail not looking quite right. It's whatever, because it's going to be difficult to try to do this on camera. Yeah, do not take me as an expert on how to do eyebrows, because I am awful at them. I just kind of fill it in. Yeah, and then I'll brush it up a little just to fluff it, make it a little more natural. Oof, that is really angular. It's fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna move on to the next one, and then we'll do the rest of the eyes. Alright, and we're back. Eyebrows are done. They're as good as they're gonna get. So now we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow. One of the most important parts. Eyes are you have a lot of expression in your eyes. You need to show that off on stage. I am using this Milani Everyday Eyes Basic Mattes palette. It's a really nice palette. So I'm going to take this sort of taupe color, and then I'm going to go in with this color just to give it more depth. And we're going to do that right above the crease. So you'll hardly be able to see the taupe. But just keep going. This is our transition shade, as they say. I'm sorry if I'm kind of all over the place. I am not used to these sorts of videos, and I move around a lot when I'm doing my makeup. So I think we've got an adequate amount of the taupe shade, and then I'm going to go in with the warmer light brown. Tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna sweep it a little bit below where I put the taupe, but just kind of that nice gradient. See, now you can kind of see it a little bit. Now it actually looks like I put something on. Alright, and so now I was using just this fluffy brush. Then we're going to go in with the darker shades for the crease. So I'm taking this crease brush here. I don't know what brand. Oh, I have no idea what brand that is. But so we're gonna go in with this third shade right here. If you can see, yeah. Taking this one. And we're going to throw it in the crease. First we'll just do, you know, the plain old crease. Same sweeping motions. And then we're going to take it up a little. Give it a nice lifted effect. There's a bug. Okay, may have done a little too much there. Probably don't want it above your eyebrow much. Don't want too crazy. We want a little bit of crazy, but not too crazy. And then I'm gonna go in with that really dark shade, the dark brown. I'm not gonna use the black, no. I'm going in with that dark brown shade to just add a little bit more depth. Then I knocked something over, but not too much, just a little bit. I'm gonna lift my eyebrow a bit just to get in that area, because we want our eyes to be seen. I poke myself in the eye. Don't do that. Don't poke yourself in the eyes. And just doesn't look bad. Get it nice and blended. I'm gonna add a little bit more of that orangey, warm brown color just to give it a little bit more warmth, because it just kind of looks a little bit too cool. That might have been too much color, but it's fine. Okay. And so now we're going to go in with this sort of white shade right here. I'm going to use my fingertip just because I feel like that gets me the most pigment when I'm doing it on the lid itself. So I'm just going to put it all over my lid under the crease. Use whatever you want. You can use like a flat brush or your finger or whatever. See? There we go. And now we're going to do the eyeliner. So I'm using this Maybelline Lasting Drama gel liner. Use whatever eyeliner you want for this. I would say that, you know, gel liner coming from, you know, a little pot like this is quite the learning curve. But I got it because it's like, I think it said it was waterproof, and I need waterproof. And I think I also was just curious. But so you're gonna do just get as close to your lash line as you possibly can. I'm just not that good at getting close to my lash line. And since I have hooded eyes, I'm kind of going to stop in the middle. And you can leave that there if you don't want to do a wing. But I like to wing my eyeliner. So I'm going to take a little bit more product. And we're going to wing it at approximately the same angle we put the shadow. You really want it to go up, because it gives the illusion bigger eyes. If it's too like downward, then like I don't remember what it was, but if it's too tilted downward, it'll kind of I think it kind of just makes you look sad. Like, I don't remember what they said. So you got your straight line, and I'm gonna make it a little thicker, so I'm gonna... If my eyes would cooperate with me, that would be incredible. There we go. Yeah, I cannot get it very close to my lash line. It is fine if it doesn't look perfect. That's what I have to tell myself every time I do this, because they're not going to be able to see it very well unless, you know, you're coming out for, like, pictures and then, like, you know, they're looking closely or something like that. But so, we're done with that eye. Well, no, we're not done completely, because, well, actually, I'm going to do mascara last, just because I wind up getting powder in my lashes very easily. So we're going to do that last. I'm going to do my other eye, then we're going to do the rest of the face. Alright, I did my other eye, and now it's time to move on to the rest of the face. So we're going to go with our, I would recommend doing a little bit of skincare actually before you apply, you know, all of the foundation and stuff, because my gosh, your skin is going to need it. But I forgot to do that, so I'm not following my own advice once again. So I'm going to jump straight in with my primer. This is the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Primer. When the first time I went to Ulta, and actually, like, the only time I've gone to Ulta, I asked what primer they recommended I use as a dancer, so that, you know, my makeup will stay, because TMI, I'm really sweaty. And they recommended this primer, so don't get too much. Use your favorite primer, do whatever you want. But I really recommend priming, especially for stage makeup, because those lights are hot, dressing rooms are hot, backstage very warm, costumes very warm, but just put that all over, or in your problem areas, or whatever, wherever you would normally put your primer. But make sure that everything is ready for your foundation. I feel like I need a little more, but I don't want to go too crazy, because I am running low, and this stuff was freaking expensive. It was like $50 or something, and like, I usually go very affordable on my makeup. Like, this is probably the most expensive thing I have. Except, like, maybe my brushes, but, like, half of my brushes I got as presents. Actually, most of my brushes I got as gifts. Anyway, so, we're primed, and we're ready. If you're going to do powder foundation, I would recommend doing your concealer right now. Creams and, like, you know, liquids don't go over powder very well. I use a liquid foundation. This is the Neutrogena Skin Clearing Oil-Free Makeup. So this has got some acne sort of helping stuff, and if you can't tell, I'm having a little bit of a breakout, but I'm always having a breakout. Which is why you never see me barefaced in videos. This is first. I like to take a stippling brush, or kabuki, or whatever you would call it, for foundation, just because I feel like it gives me better coverage. You can use your sponge, or heck, your fingers if you really want to. Go ahead. Use whatever you would use. I personally recommend, you know, a brush. Get enough foundation. I'm putting it just like on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to dip my brush in there and just stipple it all over. Actually, go like from the center out. That's the way the most product will be in the center of your face rather than on the perimeter. Try to avoid your lips unless you like putting foundation on your lips. I just think it's harder to do my lipstick if I put foundation on my lips. And avoid the eyes and the eyebrows as best as you can, because you don't want to have to do that again. And if you're worried about your foundation color not being quite right, get it at least similar If it's not quite right, it'll be okay because those lights are very harsh, as you know. Like, don't look straight at those lights. Go, that should be enough. And I'm gonna take the excess product and kind of bring it down on my neck just to blend it all together. Especially, do this especially if you're not sure if your foundation really matches you. My foundations match me like 75, 85, 95% of the time. But I'm almost always the lightest shade. It's crazy. So hopefully if you're not as super pale like me, you'll have an easier time finding your foundation. I know it's harder with darker skins in certain brands just because it's cruddy that way. But do your best. You can do it. I'm going to move on to concealer now. I'm going to use, I think we're going to use this one. The Instant Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline. I really like this one. It's just nice to apply. And I apply this one a little bit more than I would like one like this, just because I feel like I don't get as much product initially when I'm putting this on. But I kind of like of course I go under my eyes because my under eyes are so dark, as you could probably see at the beginning of the video. Maybe my light helped me, but I go underneath and a little bit up. And I go down the side of my nose. And I bring it out a bit. So there we have that nice triangle of highlight. We're doing highlighting concealer. If you're doing like acne covering concealer, you'll probably have wanted to do that before foundation. Apologies. And you'll want that to be as close to your skin color as possible, like kind of your foundation shade. But when we're doing highlighting concealer, you'll want like a shade 1 or 2 shades lighter. Don't go too crazy, because then it will look weird if you go a little bit too light, as it would with anything. Like, stage makeup, we're going crazy, but we're not going too crazy. So, and then I kind of do a up the nose, branch it out on the forehead into a triangle, and then I do a bit on my chin. If I feel fun, crazy, whatever, I'll do a bit on my Cupid's bow. That looks really weird on camera. But so now we're going to take our sponge. I like to use a sponge for concealer just because it's smaller and it gets it in blended better. And I'm not like any sort of expert on sponges. Just use your favorite. And blend it up like under the eyes and stuff. And on your forehead. And do not swipe, bounce, stipple, whatever. We don't swipe. These are like kind of my favorite parts. You know what's crazy? Every single time, as soon as I put on foundation and concealer, like my nose starts running. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, so we're done with that. If you're gonna do cream contour or liquid or whatever, do that right now. But I don't have a cream contour anymore. I ran out, so I'm using powder. I'm going to go in with setting powder. This is the Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is the translucent extra coverage. This is a really nice powder. Take your favorite loose powder or compact powder if you really want to. Do whatever you want. And just kind of go all over. I reckon, again, do the thing where you kind of start in the center and then go out. If you want to bake, go right ahead. But we are wary of flashback. In case you don't know, baking is where you put a ton of product, powder, right under your eyes, and you leave it there for a little while, just to like brighten it and make it stay a bit better. And I'm usually a little wary about it. I think it's fun to bake, but I'm a little wary just because I don't want flashback, and it also just makes my face really dry, as does just powder in general. Just powder makes my face dry. But I need to go crazy on powder because I sweat a lot. Again, sorry TMI. And you're inevitably gonna get powder in your eyebrows. I always do. If you have some kind of technique that, you don't get powder in your eyebrows, please tell me. Oh, and especially your eyelashes, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see, but I've got so much powder in my eyelashes, it's not even funny. I don't feel quite set yet, so I'm gonna do a little more. Come on. Give me that powder. There we go. And, I would recommend not putting on your costume yet. If you are, in fact, getting ready for a show, because, you will get powder all over your costume. And that is not good. Your director is going to yell at you. Who's got fun costume stories? I've got lots of fun costume stories. Particularly for ballet. Not really much for musical theater. But let's see. The times I have had tails in my costumes. I have stepped on my tails. On my tail, whatever. Last Christmas, winter, whatever, when we were doing Nutcracker, I was the rat queen. That's so exciting. That was my dream role. And I had a nice long tail, and I stepped on it more than once. And then the year before that, well, I guess it was still that same year, but before that, in the spring of 2019, my studio did Wizard of Oz, and I was the Cowardly Lion, and I stepped on my tail multiple times. Multiple times I stepped on my tail. Especially walking backwards, step on your tail a lot. But yeah, so let's just make sure we get the excess powder off. I think this is kind of the correct brush you would use to get that stuff off. Or a big fluffy brush. So, now the base is done. We're gonna do contour. I love contour. It's just so fun. I am using the Sorme contour palette, professional contour kit. I think this is in the light shade. Probably, it's the lightest shades they have. I'm gonna take the more cool shade, the more gray side. That makes it look more like shadow. We see shadows as gray. So I'm gonna go in with the brownish gray shade. If you want to do kind of a more bronzy thing, go right ahead. Do that fish face if you want to. Find those bones. Find those cheekbones. If you don't want to contour, that's fine. But I think it's a great idea. Contour, just because, well, one, it's fun. And two, it'll make your face stand out a little bit better. And you won't be just one blotch, one color. You'll have some more dimension. As you can see already, I have more dimension. I will blend that. Don't worry. But I'm just going to go in with the other cheek. Really find those bones. If you want to go a little bit higher than your bone, find your facial structure. Accentuate it. Don't go too close to your mouth with the contour. See, there we go. And we're going to blend that. Not too much, because then it'll just disappear. But we're going to blend it so that it's not just one straight line on our face. Ta-da! And then I'm gonna go in for the jawline because I am very insecure about my jawline. Very insecure about my double chin. So I'm going to follow the bone. Follow the bones. Go back. Well, I don't know if you should go back and forth with like an angled brush like this. You should probably only go forward. Don't do as I say, not as I do. Okay? And just do the same on the other side. See, now I'm starting to look a little bit more like what you see normally. I don't look as terrifying as I did earlier. Okay, so we've got jawline and the cheekbones. Now do the forehead. If you don't do forehead contour, that's chill, that's Gucci. I just think it's fun because I love to see the difference. Like, just contour is so fun because I'm like, oh, there's like, look at this, it's just so fun. When I discovered contour, that was a fun day. I think I actually figured out what contour was when I did my first crossplay. I cosplayed as Shadow Link, and I followed a crossplay makeup tutorial, and that's where I found out what contour was. We got the forehead, we got cheekbones, we got jawline. We're gonna do the nose. If you're secure in your nose, that is awesome. Just do it to accentuate your regular nose so that it doesn't disappear and you look like Voldemort. But I don't know, I feel weird about my nose because like every time I contour my nose, just like, you know, in its natural place, it looks bigger than before I contoured it. It's like, what? Why? I don't understand it. Alright. Should probably blend, everything's falling. Should probably blend that a little bit. So I will. Oh crud, there's still. Clean your brushes too. Do as I say, not as I do. There we go. Contouring is all done. So now, take your fluffiest brush, and we're going to go in with blush. This is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Blush. I don't know which shade this is. Shade 20? I don't know. Oh. I'm gonna have to get more of this soon. I am on a mission to get to pan on all of my stuff before I buy more. Just because I am trying to be a smart consumer. And here's the thing. Here's the thing with blush for stage. Get more than you think you need. You know, you don't want to look like a clown. But at the same time, you need that blush. It'll give more color to your face. It'll just make it look nicer. So do more than you normally would in your regular makeup routine. So do it in a kind of triangle-ish motion. Do not go much farther than the center of your eye over, because then it'll like mix in, or it'll like, you know, kind of blend together and it'll make it indistinguishable from your nose. That's just what they told me. And yeah, I just kind of go in the same way that just my brush fills the area. That's why I use a very big brush. Just kind of go above where your contour is. Just right on those cheekies. And see, it feels like you have enough. Let's just do a little bit more. You might feel like a clown. That's fine. And hey, I know nowadays we love putting blush on our nose, but don't do that. Because it is just not the right place you want that color. Unless it's for a certain character role, then do that. Do whatever you want. But this is kind of more specifically for like core roles and stuff like that. You know, where you don't have any special makeup. And I know you're wondering, like, hey, where's the highlighter? Sadly, we're not going to be doing highlighter unless your like studio allows you to do highlighter. It's kind of recommended that you don't do highlighter for stage makeup, especially dance. It's like, because then it makes you kind of look a little sweaty. And we don't want that. But so we're going to go into lips. I'm going to line my lips a bit just because I kind of lost them in the foundation. Okay, so now we have done lip liner. I forgot to say which one this was. This is the Maybelline New York Color Sensational lip liner. In the shade Magnetic Mauve. Yes, Magnetic Mauve. So now I'm gonna go in with my liquid lipstick. I like to use liquid lipsticks more than like the other kind. I forget how you call it. But this is the Revlon Color Stay Ultimate liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Miracle Mauve. So we're going for, you know, mauve sort of lips. Do whatever color they say for you to do. And probably, do you like chapstick before this? I forgot to do that, so again, do as I say, not as I do. This is like, I think, a satiny finish. I recommend staying away from glossy sort of finishes because stuff might get stuck to your lips, especially if you're in like snow. I remember reading something where like a piece of snow got stuck to someone's lips because they used like a lip gloss while they were doing snow. So there we go. That is all done. The last thing we have to do is lashes, because I saved that for last. It's probably not smart to leave it for last, but I know that I will get powder in my lashes. So, going to be very careful. And it's okay if you kind of mess up, because you only mess up a little bit. Like, you know, a little bit. Oh, try to avoid getting it on your lower lashes. Just try to avoid anything dark on the lower lids, or whatever you would call it. Because that might give the illusion of dark under eyes, and we don't want that. Alright, we're gonna wait for that for that to dry before we do setting spray, because I've done it where I've done like setting spray straight after mascara, and you know, I have my eyes closed and got mascara on my under my eye, so that's not fun. So wait for that crap to dry. If you're gonna do falsies, go right ahead. I don't like using false lashes just because they're really annoying and I can't put them on. I don't know how people do false lashes. I don't understand it. Maybe if I did like magnetic or something, then it might work, but actually, well, don't worry too much about your lips. Don't worry too much about everything. You know, you want it to look nice. But at the end of the day, it's going to be farther away from your audience, so you don't have to worry too much. But definitely get rid of all these wispies, because they will be able to see these. I don't know how, but somehow I'm like looking back at footage and I can see like wispies and stuff. I'm like, how do I see wispies? How? Just like, how do you see little hairs that are just out of place? But you can't see like a giant mess up in the eyeliner. I don't understand it. So I think my eyelashes are dry. So now we're going to take our setting spray. This is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set Setting Spray. There we go. We are done. Hopefully this will help your makeup stay in place while you are dancing. Or whatever you're doing stage makeup for. I hope this helped anyone out there who's needing help with stage makeup. I love doing stage makeup. It's so fun. That's the whole reason I got into doing makeup, was because I only used it for stage for a while, and then I was like, let's just use it all the time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did indeed make it this far, if you liked the video, leave a like down below and comment, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I upload. And, yeah. Pieces!